Hi, this is Phil Hollister. I'm here at ITB and I have guests. The first question, how important are queer travelers for Malta?
Well, I believe that all travelers coming to Malta are important. However, we are investing a lot now and our country has made huge leaps and bounds forwards in acceptance and tolerance and inclusivity with regards to the LGBTIQ community. Our aim is to continue enhancing this through further education as well as the introduction of civil rights. So if one were to look at Malta at about 15 years ago, we didn't even have divorce back then. And that would mean that since then we have introduced a number of civil rights. Everybody can get married now in Malta, or it's a civil union. It's up to you. The choice is entirely yours. And now we will be hosting the EuroPride in September of this year, showing the importance that this segment has for tourism and for our community as a whole.
Clayton, when did Malta decide to promote especially the queer community?
Well, we are always seeking out opportunities and emerging trends, and thanks to the MTA's job, they are always at the forefront and ensuring that every opportunity which is present and makes sense for our islands is taken up. And the fact that as a country we rank first on the Rainbow Index means that we have another opportunity there to attract more tourists to Malta. Finally, when the bid was won for EuroPride, then we saw a very good opportunity, even for marketing campaigns, international marketing campaigns, which are being done with the aim of attracting people, not only for the EuroPride week, but even after that. We do believe that Malta is a beautiful, loving community, an accepting one as well, and it's an open community which celebrates love and life after all. And that's what the EuroPride is all about, and that's what we'll continue doing afterwards.
Okay. Carlo, what were the main milestones to make Malta the most LGBT-friendly country in Europe?
In 2013, a very progressive government was elected. And it was in the manifesto of that party that equality rights are introduced very quickly. There was a very strong educational campaign. The government had a very strong mandate to make the changes, and there were changes in laws and regulations as well in the lifestyle of the country. And now, as the minister mentioned already, we have same-sex marriage possible, same-sex couples can adopt children. So they're all the equal rights of anybody else. So there's no distinction at all.
How long did the preparation take to EuroPride?
It's normally around 2 years. From the time that the bid was won, there were preparation talks between departments and authorities in Malta, also with the private organizations, the NGOs like ARC, and it takes around 2 years. And now we're really ready to host the LGBT community in Malta in September.
Clayton, what does Malta hope to achieve with the EuroPride?
Well, I think EuroPride is all about showing off our community and the way that as a country we can come together. Last year, for example, there was the first Pride March in Gozo. Gozo is our sister island, and previously there were no Pride marches there. However, last year the first one was held ever, and this year, as part of the EuroPride week, there will also be events taking place in Gozo. So EuroPride will show the world what Malta really is about, and our aim is to continue building on that for the future. Carlo rightly mentioned the number of civil rights which have been introduced. It's not, the government hasn't stopped there. We always keep on introducing new rights, and for example, whereas up until a few months ago there was discrimination against gay men even in the case of blood donations, now that has been eliminated as well. So the government is making sure that no discrimination at all is present in our community with the aim of ensuring that everybody feels home in Malta.
Were there many discussions between these groups, these, let me say, religious groups and the more open groups?
Well, discussions are always taking place, let's be honest. And when one is introducing something new, perhaps there may be those who are a little bit more conservative, who at first they try to hold back from change. However, when change is enacted, then everybody gets to benefit. The younger generation now are being more educated, they are more open towards change. And if one were to think about maybe the elderly generation and the fact that they were conservative, let me give an example. If there's a woman, she's a mother, and her child who is gay is now happy in a happy relationship, then she will be happy too, and she will understand those changes. So all of that makes a big difference, and all in all, it also brings peace to a person who is content with his status in society.
And I mean, I know the answer, but which is the most interesting target group for Malta? Is it more the party scene or more the, let me say, over 40 who want to relax, who want to eat very luxury?
Well, sustainability means that we want tourists to come to Malta all year round. So there is something for everyone in Malta. So if you haven't visited yet, you should definitely visit our beautiful islands, whether it's to attend an event, especially in summer. We have almost every week there's an event, whether to attend any of our feasts, whether to try our local cuisine, or whether you want to visit our Neolithic temples. It's entirely up to the person, and the length of stay is also decided by the people. Whether you want to spend 3 days, 7 days, or 14 days in Malta, there's always something to do. You can come either for a city break, or else to stay by the beach, to visit the museums, visit any churches, or else to practice sports, which in Malta is also very popular. So yes, there's something to do for everyone.
Great. Carlo, is there enough accommodation left on Malta during Euro?
Yes, there is still accommodation. The tourism sector has the trust of the investors in Malta, and in fact, investment in tourism accommodation is coming in every day. Even after COVID, the investors in Malta are building new hotels, many beds, and since 2019 we have added 20,000 beds.
And now it's, how many beds now?
Now it's around 70,000 beds in hotels, and there's another 50,000 in other types of accommodation. So there's enough accommodation, and more is coming on stream because tourism, there is trust in the industry of tourism to Malta.
And Clayton, what about flights?
Well, flights, we have reached, following the pandemic, we have reached 97% of the flights that we had prior to 2019. However, we are still working hard to continue increasing connectivity, especially with the UK market and the German market, both of which are very important source markets for us as a country. For those who are coming to EuroPride in September, I do recommend that everybody books straight away, so that they avoid disappointment. September will still be a part of the high season, so my suggestion is, I strongly recommend actually that people book their flights straight away, and then they can book their hotels at a later stage as well.
So you hear that? This is a suggestion. Book now, and Malta, it worth it. I can tell you it worth it. Last question. Have you got an insider tip for us? A good spot, what is not so well known?
Well, there are a number of spots. So, for example, if one were to go for a nice walk at the very northern part of Malta, there's a spot called Dahrash, and there's an inland sea where one can go there and enjoy it. If you go to Gozo, there is the Blue Hole and the inland sea. One can go cycling there. It's beautiful. I mean, Gozo is amazing. Whether it's trekking, whether it's cycling, or as if you want to go to Valletta and enjoy a nice city break, then that is definitely, Valletta is definitely the place to be. A lot of nice restaurants and a lot of culture in Valletta. So I mean, it depends where you want to go really. But the answer to each demand is definitely Malta.
Thank you so much. I will be there. I'm full of excitement. I'm looking very forward to this big event. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.